So if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, it's do better underscore fitness, and that's for my work one, and our car one is watch underscore German underscore cars. Okay, please enjoy the video. So today we're answering another question for another subscriber. So you asked if it'd be better to buy a 971 turbo or a Mercedes E63s, and you wanted to know a little bit of pros and cons about both. So when I say we, my friend actually purchased this car new. He's actually got both. He lets me basically take whatever I want, and I basically just pay so much money towards it, so I can keep a car as long as I want, and I just cover some of maybe like a depreciation on it, or it works out better honestly for both of us because if I really like the car, I will buy one just like it, and if I don't, at least I get to experience it, and then he doesn't have to lose as much money throughout all the vehicles as he normally does. Okay, so for the Mercedes E63, um, I recommend getting an S, and I recommend, if you can't find the color you want, it's fine. This one came in black. We had it wrapped in that flat gray that we liked. And make sure you get the AMG exhaust because that does make a big difference. Overall reliability on the AMG has been actually pretty awesome. The biggest downside about this first generation one with the 4 liter is the ride comfort is very rough. Even in comfort, and to us, even he agreed it's fine because it was never used as like an everyday only car. If I was to have one, and this is the reason why I didn't buy my own, I prefer my daily to be a little softer. And I prefer, like, if I was gonna have this would be like more of a fun car. So take it out maybe like 2, 3 times a week. And otherwise, I think it is just a teeny bit on the rough side. Tech worked amazing. Backup camera was awesome. And honestly, there was no reliability problems. So the AMG performance seats look amazing, but for ride comfort, they really don't help. Unless you're going to track this, I would recommend the comfort seats. Just like in my C63, I've had a couple, three, I think, of the W205 generation, and I did get the AMG performance seats on the first one, and the next two I got them with the comfort seats, and it's so much better, especially if you're going to use this as a daily or do long trips. Okay, so now let's talk about the Porsche. So the 971, it's awesome, big trunk. Same, the Mercedes is pretty big trunk, but this is slightly bigger. This is what I don't like. I don't like all this touch buttons. So the Mercedes, everything has got an actual button, and in the Porsche, it's all touch. And if you've watched my 971 problem video, you'll see that the touch buttons don't work all the time, and they've had a lot of glitches, unfortunately. I don't like how the Apple CarPlay is just on a little bit of the screen. This is my SQ8. I'm just showing you the backup camera in this, but as well as the Porsches, they use the same system, and it's horrible. If it gets wet, you can't see anything. And unfortunately, there's a lot of rain where we live, so it's always wet. It's embarrassing, so I have to get my passengers to get out and clean my backup camera because unfortunately, we have to park in very tight places out here. So as a daily, for me, the 971 just doesn't work. It's not as reliable. It's more expensive to maintain. The dealer network honestly isn't as friendly as Mercedes. Mercedes is, if I've ever had a problem, they tend to cover it even if out of warranty. They you always get some help basically from Mercedes. I think they've been a lot better, and Porsche just doesn't care, which is kind of the downside, unfortunately. But it is more comfortable than the Mercedes. The backup camera is horrible. The parking it is quite difficult. It doesn't turn like the Mercedes. It's slower than the AMG. So we've run these two back to back, and the AMG destroys the 971 pan. And here we are at the dealer. I was getting some service done, and you can see the backup camera, even on a Macan, it's just located on the back and doesn't get covered. And then on the Cayenne, same problem, it's just there. So in the Mercedes, it pops in and out. You have all the models. We've got the EQC right now, and even that's doing it. And look how bad the quality of the backup camera is in the Porsche. For such an expensive car, you'd think the quality would be better. And this is the newer generation one. It's kind of sad, honestly. And then when it's wet, you just cannot see anything. But so my only benefit is this: it is slightly more comfortable than the AMG. This is when the camera is clean. You can see pretty nicely then. So this is my C63. This happens to be on the drive, so I just use this. As you can see, it pops in and out. So when I put it in reverse, you'll see it pop out of the middle. And when you put it back in park or forward gear, it goes back in, so it's always clean when you need it. And honestly, as a daily, this makes a big difference, especially if you can parallel park it a lot. And we do, so it makes a big difference to us. And it's just a very good camera. And other problems I've had with the turbo, it's the same problems we had with the 971. It's lots of software problems, and it's lots of like the headlight problems, and now people are stealing the headlights. And Porsche, unfortunately, you don't get the good headlight anyways. And now if you do, most likely somebody's going to try to steal it. And this is, everything's touchscreen. Even the ventilation system, everything is in here, which just makes it very annoying. If you want to activate the center like vent, you have to go in here, and a lot of times the screen didn't work. So we're unable to do a lot of stuff. I'm just playing around with it now to show you how fast it is. When it's working, it's fine. But when it's not, it's very annoying. I wish there was like another button. There is like another touch button on the main panel. If you've seen my other 971 videos, you'll see. Well, sometimes none of them are working. And this really just sucks. And then when stuff doesn't work on your Porsche, it's going to be a lot more expensive for you to get it fixed. So in conclusion, I would actually recommend you going for the second generation of the e63s. Look how good this looks, and they fixed the ride comfort, so this is a lot more comfortable. I'm not a huge fan of the touch buttons on the steering wheel, but this is still better than both these other two. And it's not that much more. If you can afford the 971 Turbo, you can afford this. It's so much faster, and it just gives you that little thing, like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's special. It's always special when you get in and drive this car. And with the 971, it wasn't. I felt like people would judge you wrong when you're in that car. The Mercedes I liked a little bit more too because it's a little bit more low-key. People didn't realize it was anything special. It looks like a normal car as far as people are concerned, especially when you park it. The Porsche, people have a stereotype with the Porsche. And people think you're spoiled, or, you know, how much money do you make, or what do you do for work? I was getting that question a lot. And with the Mercedes, they just leave you alone, and I like to stay under the radar. I don't like that extra attention. That's why we bought the SQ8, not the Urus. So hopefully this has helped you, and honestly, I'd recommend, if you don't have the funds right now to get it, save a little longer and just get the e63s, and you want the second generation of this platform, because it will ride so much better. It's going to be a little quieter depending on your region, because of installed little emission stuff, but it's still going to be a better solution. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, and if I've helped you, let me know, and if you have any other questions, let me know as well. See you guys next week. Bye.